Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. In this class, we'll focus on building better core strength. Now keep in mind, your core is more than just your abdominal muscles. A lot of times people just consider your six-pack muscles like your core, right? So in this class, we're going to take a more well-rounded approach, literally, by strengthening the muscles in the front, but also the muscles in the sides of your torso, as well as the deep muscles in the back of your torso, okay? Let's begin in any comfortable seated posture. Oh, before you sit down, you're going to need a block. If you don't have a block, get a book or something with a flat surface. I've even seen people use a shoe for what we're going to do. Something with a flat surface that you can balance on your fingertips. Okay, and then come into any comfortable seated posture, just for a minute or two. Sit up nice and tall, with the crown of your head directly over the base of your spine. Close your eyes, relax your jaw, and just take a moment here to begin to turn your awareness inward so you really notice how it feels to be in the body today at this time. And also begin to notice your breath without controlling it or shaping it. Just take a moment here to feel its rhythm. Feel the body breathe. Great. Now begin to move your torso side to side. Move your torso side to side as if your spine was a blade of grass and there is a gentle breeze blowing it side to side. Make it a really subtle movement though, so if I were to look at you, I might not notice that you're moving, but you feel your spine gently sway side to side. Okay, now come back to the center and practice keeping your body perfectly still. Keep all of your awareness though in your spine. Have so much awareness in your spine that it feels like it's full of energy. And for this next minute or so, if your awareness drifts away from your spine, just do a little movement again until you can feel it. Once you do feel it, return to the center. Practice keeping your body perfectly still, spine full of energy. All right, now begin to lengthen your exhale, deepen your inhale. Breathe through your nose, but make a sound in your throat on the way in and on the way out. Something like a 5-second exhale and a 5-second inhale would be great. Keep breathing this way. Let's come up to all fours now, like a table pose variation. All right. Then from all fours, inhale and extend your spine so you move your sternum away from your navel. Now curl your toes under and exhale back into downward facing dog. So lift your hips up high and press your chest towards your toes. Now inhale back to all fours and extend your spine. So again, your sternum moves away from your navel. This exhale, sit back onto your heels in a child's pose. Now inhale, sweep your arms up, lift off your heels and move your hips forward in space. Exhale back into child's pose. And we'll start that sequence again. Inhale up to all fours, extend your spine. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale to all fours, move your sternum away from your navel. Exhale to child's pose, engage your abdomen like you're pulling yourself in a child's pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up, engage your glutes, move your hips forward in space, and exhale back to child's pose. I'll talk you through this sequence one more time. Inhale up to all fours, extend your spine. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale to your hands and knees, move your sternum away from your navel. Exhale to child's pose, engage your abdomen like you're pulling yourself in a child's pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And then exhale back to child's pose. Okay, so go through these kneeling salutations a few more times on your own at your own pace. Link each movement to one breath, but be mindful that you're stretching the breath so it lasts a little bit longer than the movement does. If you're inhaling, it's either to all fours or you're reaching up. If you're exhaling, it's either child's pose or down dog. And just like the breath has a smoothness to it, make sure the movements have a smoothness as well so they're not choppy or mechanical. They should feel more and more fluid with every repetition. And now the next time you're in downward facing dog, stay there. Take a few breaths in down dog. Every time you exhale, focus on engaging your lower abdomen and lifting your pelvic floor. Whenever you inhale, allow the low part of your rib cage to expand. All right. Let's come back down to all fours. We're going to do a bird dog variation now. So from your hands and knees, as you inhale, lift your right arm and your left leg up. And now as you exhale, bring your right elbow towards your left knee and vice versa. Inhale, reach your right arm forward, extend your left leg back and up. And then as you exhale, right elbow toward left knee. Try that a few more times on your own. Now this next time your right arm and left leg are up, keep them up. So your right bicep is by your right ear, your thumb pointing to the ceiling, left thigh moving up away from the floor. Focus your eyes, relax your jaw, listen to your breath. Okay, great. Bring your hand and knee back down, take a breath with everything on the floor here, and we'll change sides. Now as you inhale, lift your left arm and your right leg up. And then as you exhale, bring your left elbow towards your right knee. Yeah, a few more times. Inhalations, you're reaching with your left arm and lifting your right leg. Exhalations, knee toward elbow. And this time, keep your left arm and right leg up. Okay, good. Bring them back down. And now let's stretch back in a plank pose. We're going to do plank a few times throughout this practice. At any time, though, if your wrists begin to bother you in plank, lower down to your forearms. Forearm plank is great too. Otherwise, press back into your heels here. Have your wrists under your shoulders and the creases of your wrist parallel to the front edge of your mat. Make sure you're pressing down through your entire hand, including that base knuckle of your index finger. Make sure your feet are at least hip width here and keep your legs really active so it feels almost like you're in a standing pose. Now, do a little bit of a pelvic tilt so you point your tailbone towards your heels, but at the same time resist your inner thighs away from the floor. Now finally, engage your abdomen so you draw the front of your low ribs in just a little bit. And by the way, your hips are slightly lower than your shoulders. Okay, great. Lower all the way down the floor. And we're going to try a low variation that's very similar to the bird dog we did a moment ago. So from here, on your belly, bring your hands behind your back and hold on to your right wrist. Now as you inhale, sweep your right arm forward, lift your head, lift your shoulders, and lift your left leg. Right arm, left leg. As you exhale, lower down, bring your hands behind your back and turn your head to the left. Now inhale, sweep your left arm forward, head in the center, and lift your right leg. Left arm, right leg. Exhale down, turn your head to the right, both hands behind your back. Now let's do it again. Inhale, right arm and left leg up. Exhale down, turn your head to the left. Inhale, left arm and right leg up. Exhale down, turn your head to the right. Try that a couple more times on your own. Once you've done both sides an equal number of times, lift up both arms and both legs for a few breaths. Okay, good. And then we'll come into the resting crocodile. Just bring your forehead to your hands and allow yourself to relax here for a moment. Great. Bring your hands under your shoulders now. Curl your toes under and press back into your heels so your knees are off the floor. Your legs are really active. Now, as you exhale, like you're moving from your abdomen, push yourself up to plank. Okay, inhale here, and then exhale back to down dog. I'll just take a few breaths in downward facing dog. All right, now as you inhale, lift your right leg up, bend your knee, and open your hips like you're trying to touch the wall to your left with your right toes. Take a breath there. And then squeeze your right leg straight, level out your hips, take a breath here. Exhale all the breath out and step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. Okay, once it's there, bring your left knee to the floor. Once your left knee is down, turn your shoulders to your right and reach your right hand up. All right, we're going to do a little twisting here. So as you exhale, bring your right elbow toward the floor. You might not make it all the way down. That's okay. Just do your best. When you inhale, turn your shoulders to the right. Reach your right hand up and open your chest. And then repeat. As you exhale, bring your right elbow toward the floor. Inhale, reach your right hand up, turn your shoulders and open your chest. Try that a few more times on your own. All right, now keep reaching your right fingertips up toward the ceiling, but also begin to press back powerfully into your left heel. So your left knee will begin to lift off the floor. Give equal amounts of effort in pressing your left heel back and reaching your right fingertips up. All right, good. Exhale as you bring your right hand to the floor, and inhale as you step back into plank pose. Now exhale as you lower down to the floor. Inhale to cobra or upward facing dog, whichever feels better for your lower back. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. All right, let's take a few breaths here in down dog. And then we'll change that. So now as you inhale, lift your left leg up, bend your knee and open your hips. And then squeeze your left leg straight and level out your hips. Exhale all the breath out. Step your left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. Once it's there, bring your right knee down. Turn your shoulders to the left and reach your left hand up. And we'll twist to the second side. About 5 times or so. Exhalations, left elbow toward the floor. Inhalations, reach your left hand up. Turn your shoulders, open your chest. Try it about 4 more times on your own. All right, now keep reaching your left fingertips toward the ceiling. At the same time, begin to press back into your right heel, so your right knee will lift off the floor. Equal amounts of effort into pressing back into your right heel and reaching up with your left fingers. Great. Bring your left hand to the floor again and step your right foot forward to the outside of your right hand like earlier. So your feet are going to be pretty wide. If you're on a yoga mat, about the width of your mat or so. Let your knees be at least a little bit bent. Then cross your arms and allow the weight of your arms and your head to decompress your spine here. All right, bring your hands to your waist. Keep your knees at least a little bit bent. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back and then inhale up to standing. All right, now you're going to need that block. Like I mentioned earlier, if you don't have a block, get a book or something with a flat surface that isn't too heavy. Because what we're going to do now is balance this block on our fingertips. Now notice when I do this, I'm not grabbing the block. I'm going to balance it. And then from here, we're going to do what I call the core strengthening twist with a block. So have your feet about one leg length. Wider isn't better for this one. About one of your legs. should fit right between your feet. Have your big toes parallel to each other. Avoid turning your toes in. Internally rotating your thighs is not going to make this better. In fact, it's going to make it a little bit worse. So have your big toes parallel to each other. Last thing, when we twist, I'm going to let the knee that I'm twisting toward bend. It's not meant to be a hamstring stretch. It's meant to be a core strengthener and using really the core muscles to turn, to rotate our spine and turn our shoulders and rib cage. So again, don't worry about having the leg that you're moving toward straight. You want to bend that leg. Your other leg, though, you want to keep straight. And I'm going to also focus on keeping this foot that I'm going to twist away from grounded. I want to avoid this happening, okay? All right. So feet one leg length, big toes parallel to each other. Get your block or your thing, balance it on your right fingertips, and inhale when you bring both arms up. Now, as you exhale, bring your left hand to your right foot. Let your right knee bend as much as you need to. Keep that block up, balancing on your fingertips. Now, as you inhale, just turn your head, look down, and do your best to stack your shoulders directly over your left wrist. Also be mindful that you're still grounding through the outer edge of that left foot over there. Now exhale, turn your head, look to the block, and deepen the twist. And then inhale as you stand back up without dropping that block. Okay, we're going to do it again. Exhale, bring your left hand to your right foot. Let your right knee bend. Don't drop the block. It's just balancing, remember. Now inhale, look down, stack your shoulders over your left wrist. Keep grounding through both feet, even the outer edge of your left foot. Exhale, look up, deepen the twist, and then inhale, stand up without dropping that block. Okay, let's try that 3 more times on your own. All right, after a total of 5 times, just bring that block down, take a breath or 2 in the center, and let's change sides. So now balance the block or whatever you're using on your left fingertips. Inhale, both arms up. As you exhale, bring your right hand to your left foot. Let your left knee bend this time. Keep that block up. When you inhale, look down. Do your best to stack your shoulders directly over your right wrist. Keep grounding through both feet, even the outer edge of your right foot. Now, as you exhale, look up to the block, deepen the twist. Inhale to stand all the way up without dropping that block. Yeah, 4 more times, just like the first side. All right. Once you've done 5 repetitions on both sides, you can just get that block out of the way. Open your feet a little bit wider now. Inhale here, lift your chest, and then as you exhale, fold forward, bring your hands to the floor. Let's take a few breaths here. All right, then just pivot to face the front of your mat, and we're going to return to plank pose. Again, you can be in plank on your hands or forearms. Hands about shoulder width, feet about hip width. We're also going to incorporate a little side planking this time. So from here, when you inhale, shift your heels to the right. Both feet stay on the floor. and reach your left hand up into a variation of side plank. Let's take a breath or two here. Keep your legs really active so it feels like you're in a standing pose. And chances are you'll feel the right side of your torso and core engage. Next time you exhale, bring both hands to the floor again and heels to the center. And we'll change sides. Now as you inhale, shift your heels to the left. Both feet are on the floor. Keep your legs strong and reach your right hand up. Exhale, take a breath or two here, sorry. Okay, then return to the regular plank. Let's do it again. Inhale, shift your heels to the right and reach your left hand up. Exhale back into plank, the regular plank. Now inhale, shift your heels to the left, reach your right hand up. Exhale back to the regular plank. Let's try that a few more times. So whenever you inhale, you're in a side plank variation with both of your feet on the floor, legs really strong. Whenever you exhale, you're in the regular plank. Now, once you've gone to both sides an equal number of times, come back into the regular plank and bring your knees to the floor and just have a seat for a moment. All right, so next we're going to do the crocodile roll. This is one of my, probably is my favorite actually, core strengthening exercise. It's somewhat difficult, it takes a little practice, but once you get the hang of it, you're going to really enjoy it, I think. It's kind of similar to a bunch of things we've already done, so we're putting a few things together here. Main point is though, I'm going to move between a few different poses and keep my arms and legs and my head off the floor. Now, at some point, your upper arms or your thighs might touch the floor a little bit. Just do your best to keep at least your forearms, hands, shins, and feet off the floor as best you can. I'm going to demonstrate what I'm talking about right now. So we're going to start on the belly and come back in that variation of locust we had earlier. So I'm going to lift my arms and legs up. Now, I'm going to slowly roll to a side to engage the side of my core. And kind of like in that side plank variation I did a moment ago, I'm going to bring this right hand up. I'm going to do my best to keep my left arm and leg off the floor. Maybe even hang out here a little bit. And I'm going to slowly end up in half boat pose or Ardha Navasana. Take a few breaths and go the other direction. So I'm going to slowly and with as much control as possible roll to my side. Again, this top arm can help with balance. I'm going to end up back in that locust variation, and I'll change sides. So slowly roll to the other side. Keep my limbs off the floor as best I can. Maybe hang out here. End up back in half boat pose. We're just going to do that for a minute. You can stay in either one of those poses as long as you want. But again, do your best to keep your limbs off the floor the whole time. Okay? Let's begin. From your belly, lift everything up. Slowly, with control, roll to a side. End up eventually on your back, but your limbs are off the floor, head off the floor. And then, of course, you'll go back to the mat and other side. Okay, keep going at your own pace. All right. End up in the resting crocodile pose again. Forehead on your hands, breathe freely. All right, then return to child's pose. Breathe into your back. All right, return to any comfortable seated posture, just like we began class. Any comfortable seat. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, crown of your head directly over the base of your spine. And do that little movement again with your torso. Move your torso side to side as if your spine was a blade of grass and there's a gentle breeze blowing it side to side. All right, come back to the center. Practice keeping your body perfectly still, spine full of energy. All right, bring your palms together to Anjali Mudra. Take one last moment to enjoy the peace you've created through the practice. And just create a little heat in your hands. Rest your hands over your eyes. Feel that heat moving in, recharging your senses. Take one last deep breath here. And when you're ready, open your eyes.